Hi there and welcome. My name's Nick Watson and I'm a meditation teacher and traditional Scottish healer, and I wanted to share with you today a little about how to create your own meditation space. So it's perfect timing for me to share this with you because I've just recently moved to a new part of the country. And for me, getting a meditation space set up is really fundamental to get my practice going. So oftentimes when I'm working with clients, they're struggling with getting a routine of meditation, and if they have a routine going, with how to kind of lift their vibration to a higher place. So maybe you are a healer or a meditation person or a yogi that wants to delve a little bit deeper into meditation and healing work. So this is how I have created my space, and it's great if you are ever traveling or you've just moved to a new space and want to create a little nook for yourself. So first of all, why do we want to create a space? What's important about that? Well, when we have created a space for ourselves, we've created a container for the work that we do. And it's like a signal. As soon as you come to this space, just like when you go to the kitchen, you know it's a place to eat. You go to the living room, you know it's a place to relax. You go to the bedroom, you know it's a place to sleep. When you have a meditation spot, it's already giving your body the signal, and of course your mind, because that's often the problematic part, is that you are going to be switching your toggle from thinking and doing and being into a more receptive and quieter space. But there's a few fundamentals that I want you to know about so that you can really get the best out of your practice. So the first thing is that you want to be in a place that is safe. You don't want to be being worried about anything that might happen. So doors coming into you or things falling on your head, any of that kind of stuff. So making sure that it's a safe space. The second is really to do with the nervous system. So when we are too cold or too hot, our nervous system is agitated. So you have to be in a place that feels warm enough or cool enough if you're in a hot country. The third thing is that you want to be comfortable. Again, when we go in our meditation away from the physical body and into the more subtle body, our spidey sense, if you want to imagine it that way, your field gets expansive. So if there's any sense of danger or discomfort or you're too hot, that is really difficult to happen. So safety, warmth, and comfort are fundamental. Now, the next thing is to think about what you want to populate your meditation space with. I know that some people have altars, and what I'm talking about today can equally apply to an altar. I've managed to create this little space outdoors. Now, on the altar or in your space, what do you want to have in it? Well, there are many, many things on sale for you to buy and purchase and spend thousands of dollars on, from crystals to wind chimes, to incense, to bowls, everything. All of these things are great and they can be good aids, but they're really just still things. So even if you go ahead and buy, let's say for example, a crystal, well, crystals in themselves do have certain qualities, although I'm not an expert on those, but they mean nothing without you imbuing them with an intention. And so you could buy all the crystals you like, but if you don't have them, if you're not sitting with them regularly and creating a field around them and having an intentionality with them, they're just another trinket. So if you do go for things like crystals and incense and shawls and bells and whistles and all that stuff, then making sure that you're using them regularly and setting an intention with them. Sit with them regularly so that they hold the vibration of what it is that you're working with. personally, I like to encourage people to use what they already have. So it's like you do you. Each of us is unique and individual, and there are certain things that speak to us. Personally, I am a Scottish healer, and therefore I have brought with me things that come from my native land, including this sheepskin rug. So I wanted just to talk a little bit about why I love this sheepskin rug. First of all, it reminds me of Scotland. Second of all, it's super cozy and comfy. And the third reason that I like it to do my meditation practice on is because I'm outside and I'm really on the earth. The earth has an electromagnetic field. When we sit on a rubber yoga mat, it cuts that. So something natural is ideal when you're doing a meditation. If you can be outdoors, then great. But again, go back to that. Is it safe? Is it warm? Is it comfortable? Fundamentals. Now, the other thing that I know that I love, and again, this is really personal, but I want to just share it with you because I'm sure you have something that is equally personal to you. I have this stick that came to me. It literally jumped off the ground as I was taking a walk in a very sacred place in Scotland, and I was really questioning, like, can I do meditation? Can I do healing? And I received simultaneously a little text on my phone, someone saying yes, and this stick happened to kind of literally jump up out of the ground to me, and I took it with me. It's been with me for the past 3 years. And the other thing that happened just as I noticed the stick was there was a sense of I needed to bring this stone with me as well. So now I sit with the stone and the stick in my hand. I don't know what they represent, but for me they are, again, kind of going back to my roots, and I encourage you, if you have some kind of culture or heritage, to really draw on that. Or maybe you have a lineage that you work with, maybe having your teachers out in front of you, something that is a symbol of you doing you. So I'll pop these over here. And the more natural and kind of organic it can be, the better. Most of the time I find when you're wanting to create your space, things will come to you. And I would recommend taking a wander around a thrift store to let things come to you. Maybe you just keep an eye out on your local walks. Natural is best, and things that are being given to you is just the best. Okay, so you can start to populate your space. Then you want to think about which direction you're facing. Now, this is a kind of next level layer, and you can totally leave this out, but I wanted just to talk about this as well. So in Native American culture, they talk about the 4 directions. So the 4 directions are different energies that exist. And the first direction is the direction of the east. So let's say you're using your meditation practice to manifest something, to bring something in, whether it's a new relationship or a new quality in yourself or a job or money or insight. Facing east kind of surfs the energy of the sunrise, right? Something coming in, new beginning, fresh start. Then the next direction is the direction of the south. So here the sun is highest, and if you imagine the rays from the sun coming down into the earth, giving it growth, giving it potency. So facing south is the direction of growth and potency. Next we have the direction of the west, which is to do with releasing. So taking stock before you start your meditation, and maybe you're working consistently on releasing something, a fear, a relationship, a job, a home, right? Aligning yourself with that direction is, again, kind of surfing and giving awareness. And lastly, the energy of the north. So after you've brought something in, you've nurtured it, then you've let it go. The last part of the cycle is where there's emptiness, where there's a cleansing happening, right? Often in the West, we tend to be like, I just want something in, or I want that thing to go away, without the middle part and without the end part. So that's an extra layer. But again, more important than anything is that you're facing the way that feels comfortable. Okay, last layer that I like to add in is the 5 elements. So my background in Ayurveda and the natural lineage of Scotland kind of teaches us around how the 5 elements are all around us and they're also within us. And having them around me in visceral ways really helps me to connect to nature. So let's start with earth. Well, that's pretty obvious, and it's definitely here, right underneath me. And I can feel it, I can touch it, I can smell it. The next element is the element of water. Now, oftentimes I have a glass of water with me so that after I've done my meditation and I might feel a little bit jittery, or the energy feels a little too high frequency, I'll often just place my hands in front of the water and imagine any excessive energy going down into the water and releasing down into the ground. And I like to water this little plant with it afterwards. So I'm giving some of my energy back to the earth. The next element is the element of fire. Now, this one was a little tricky because I am in Northern California, and of course fire is a big issue. So I couldn't go to my regular go-tos, which are incense and candles. That was just going to be a little bit too risky. But here's how the whole thing worked out. So someday I took a little walk around my new town, and I knew that I needed fire for my meditation space, and I happened to be in a thrift store and saw this magnet, which is a magnet that has a little wooden version of a campfire. So I'm popping that into this old tree trunk, and that's my fire. Air, well, air is all around me here, and I actually like this crystal as a symbol of air. So I'm not using it as a traditional crystal and calling on its qualities. I'm using this as a symbol for air. And the last element is the element of ether or space. Now, I have chosen, so there's rules and then there's what you imbue with meaning. What I have chosen to represent ether is a mirror on the back of this little birdhouse up here. And the birdhouse is also what drew me to this space in the garden, because I'm looking for a new home and I'm in a new place, and I will hopefully find somewhere on my travel and journey some little people to go up here. This may sound a little crazy, it may sound a little fairy-like, but we say in polarity energy work, as below, so above, as above, so below. So it means whatever we put into our space, right, we can start to attract that if we kind of think about it in those terms. So I'm going to got my little house up here, and I'm going to be adding some little people that I hope will be new friends and new clients and new people into my life in this new area. Okay, so I hope that has given you a little bit of insight into how to create a meditation space. I think sometimes this may all look a little bit crazy, but I feel really comfortable, and that's really the important thing for you. And once I've got myself set up, then the other thing I like to have on is this meditation shawl, which I like to have over my face so that I'm kind of hidden and feel drawn inward. And it's made from natural fibers, so it's light, it's breezy, and breathable and natural. So once I've got that, I'm ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are looking for more tips on how to create an actual meditation seat, so in the physical body, how to get comfortable, I do have a workshop available online in my Nick Watson Wellness Hub. And I'm going to put a link below so that you can go to that. And it's a workshop around using props and some of the anatomy around how to, support various body parts to get into a comfortable seat. So thanks for joining. Feel free to sign up and use the tools of a meditation seat, breathing work, asana that I have online for you to share. Be well and enjoy your new meditation space. Namaste.